Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a collective for today. Today is Friday, December 26, 2025. You may follow me on the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use the Urban Crow Oracle by MJ. We got 1 on the table, 2 on the table, 3 on the table. Two more shuffles. Last shuffle. 4 on the table. 5 on the table. Would you looky here, Ma? Would you looky here? I'm going to put that on the box. We've got illusion, caching, wrath, commitment, grief, and bottom of the deck, gifts. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. Someone, someone was putting up an illusion. Someone was trying to hide something. Someone was having a fit over trying to hide a connection, a commitment. And I'm just gonna sit, like, they're having such a connection fit over trying to hide this connection that they're like in grief about it. Like, this is somebody literally close to tears because they've either spent so much time, so much energy, not either, but they've spent so much time, so much energy into trying to conceal a connection. And I think it's either about to be exposed or it was. The gifts, this is someone trying to use some type of, it doesn't even necessarily have to be like dark magic or anything like that. It would just be somebody trying to, again, like paint an illusion, right? This would be like, let me just give you an example. So let's say Betty is married, okay, and Todd is married, but Betty and Todd are having an affair. Now, they keep it quiet. It's on the down low. Nobody knows, right? Like, they are putting all their energy into making sure nobody finds out about it. But Tina from down the street finds out about it, sees them together, sees them kissing. Betty creates a rumor about Tina to offset the possible outing of her and Todd's affair. Basically, Betty is going to do whatever it takes to try and cover up her affair with Todd. Use everything within her power, everything in her mental and physical arsenal to make sure that nobody finds out that she's having an affair with Todd. Even if it includes making somebody else look bad, making somebody else look guilty for something, making somebody else the talk of the town, the rumor, you know. They could, I mean, they could Betty be using magic? She could be. To me, it's just like using everything that they can to try and cover this up. And like I said, they are literally in tears, like running around like a chicken with their head cut off, trying to cover this shit up. The thing, here's my thing, and we've talked about this before, and you're human, right? You live, you live, you've experienced things, right? Like, you can only hide things for so long. The truth always comes out, always, whether it's minutes, days, weeks, months, years, decades later, the truth always comes out. And whenever it comes out, it's probably going to hurt somebody. And probably not. You know what I mean? You know, if Betty has an affair with Todd and Tina never says anything, okay? She just never says anything. She's not that person. She's like, forget it. Like, I'm not going to talk about it. What do I care? Let them do what they want. So let's say 20 years later, Betty and Todd's grown children, who are like getting ready to have their own children, right? Or have their own children, find out that their parents had an affair. You don't think that might be painful? You know, it might be painful. It's more kind of like, huh, how did I not see that? Huh, how did I not notice? Huh, how did they get away with that for 2 years, you know? Huh, Betty had a baby and gave it away for adoption? But you know what I'm saying? Like, even years later, it could hurt. And or not hurt, you know? It depends on how it falls out, how it comes out, and who's there to witness it, and who cares, you know? Because some people don't care. I mean, let's just be honest. You know, 20 years down the road, and let's say Todd's wife finds out that he had a 2-year affair with Betty. Maybe she doesn't care. Maybe she's like, well, I had an affair with the milkman. You know, like, who's to say? Every situation is different. The thing is you can't predict the future. You can't predict people's responses. And in the moment, whoever this is, they are bending over backwards. They literally have themselves in some kind of tizzy to cover up whatever this is. Okay, so I'm going to use myself as an example. And I mean, you guys know I always use myself as an example. If you follow, if you subscribe, I fell in love with the guy at work, right? And I thought he was dating my friend. I thought that they were getting together. Okay, let's say that they're together. I would have no idea. Other than them occasionally talking at work, which is not that often, and occasionally taking a break or a lunch together, which is not every day, I would have no idea if they're together or not. So if they're trying to hide it, they don't need to hide it from me, basically. It doesn't matter at this point. But if they were trying to hide it, like, to me, they would be doing a damn good job of it, because to me, they're not together. Like, I once thought they were together. I don't really think that they're together. Friends, sure. But I don't think that they're together. The thing is if they were together and they were trying to hide it by spending as little time together as possible, it's unnecessary. Do you know what I'm saying? It's unnecessary. And the only thing that I could think of that they would think of to make it necessary is me. But it's unnecessary. So that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes in some situations, like, you don't need to cover things up. Like, sometimes nobody is paying attention anyway. Sometimes people aren't seeing anyway. Sometimes, in my case, at this point, I don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that Todd's wife or Betty's husband wouldn't care. I'm just saying that A, the truth always comes out, and B, why run yourself ragged? Why not just stop having the affair? You know? And again, that was all just an example. But there's something here. Like somebody's trying to cover up something. I can give you another really great example. My ex-best friend who tried to set me up with this guy in 2022 who she supposedly had a connection to in the past. And I was involved with him for about 2 months, maybe more like a month. No. Yeah, like 2 months. I finally called it quits with him like after a little over 3 months because I hadn't seen him in over a month. I think, and I've told you guys this before, if you follow, if you subscribe, if you've been following my story since the beginning, I've said this before. I don't think they ever stopped their connection. I think the two of them had an ongoing affair for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I have no idea. I think he was having an affair possibly with her when he was married, because he was married. He had 5 children with his ex-wife. I think it was 5. 3 girls, 2 boys, I think. Yeah. He was older, his kids were older. When I met him, his last kid had just turned 18. His youngest son. So, and his youngest son went between his place and his ex-wife's. And then his other son lived with his ex-wife. And then I think his 3 daughters were all adult and grown and were doing their own thing. And I think last year or the year before, I think one of them had a baby because he posted about it. I'm assuming it was a grandbaby. I have no idea. I just happened to see it online, and that's when I was like, I don't even know why I looked at this guy's. I don't even know why I looked at this guy's page. But yeah, I believe that him and my ex best friend had a thing going on for years and years and years, and I think she tried her best to keep it as quiet as possible, not wanting that connection to be exposed. I will say this. I think she had a lot of sexual connections with a lot of different people that she didn't want to be exposed, even though these were all very precarious connections with people that were involved with other people. And yes, marriages, etc. I also think she is one of those people that gets a thrill out of sleeping with someone else's man and then being friends with that man's other person, their wife, husband, whatever. Like I think she's one of those people. Like, haha, I slept with your man and you don't know it, but I'm gonna be your new best friend. I think she's that one of those disgusting people. I really do. And I don't think the guy that she hooked me up with, I don't even think that was the only one. Like I said, I think there were others. I think there were others. Very much is like this energy, because if she was with the guy that she set me up with, she hid that really well. She hid that really well. I'm going to leave it there. Take what you will from it. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope everybody had a great holiday. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.